Okay, so one of the things that we spoke about a while back was, there was a
Mhm.
number of artists that we loved in the 80s, 90s and stuff, but some
Yes.
of them have disappeared off the face of the radar. You don't, they're not onto the social media. They're not releasing anything,
Right.
and I guess it's an interesting question to find out, if there's five artists that have sort of disappeared from our radar that you would love to us to hear from.
Hear from. I want to see an interview. I want
Yeah,
to
something.
interview them. Yes, I don't know where they are. They're just like in hiding or hibernation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. Well, we are going to explore that today, and I want everyone in the audience to participate. Your ideas of artists that are disappeared that you want to see again. You don't know where they are. You search them for them on every social media app or whatever. Let us know your thoughts. Maybe some of the ones we mentioned are yours too.
Mm,
But I want to start off with my fifth milk carton artist. Well, we back in the
okay.
day used to have milk cartons with missing people on them. If anybody gets that reference. Um, okay, so number five for me is Tracy Spencer. I
Mm,
I don't know where she is, but she had um, she was everyone knows her from Star Search. She won. I believe she won Star Search. She got a record deal with Capitol Records, and she would go on to release a string of hits, Tender Kisses and This House, and she was just we everybody remembers that episode of Family Matters when she comes on there and she's guest starring and she's singing with Eddie Winslow. Um, and then she disappeared for a minute. I guess she went back to college and grew up a little
mm,
bit, and then she came back out with an album in the late '90s, just self-titled Tracy. But we have not heard anything from her since, and she has a beautiful voice. I would love to see her again, hear from
mm.
her, find out what she's up to. I know she's married now, but it'd be
Okay.
cool to hear some new music from her. She's MIA, missing. I don't know where she is, but if you're watching this, Tracy, because you know we're watching and we're waiting. So,
Okay.
which
Um,
anybody you can think of?
okay. Yeah, mine would be Redhead Kingpin,
Oh,
David
okay.
Gubby. Yeah.
All
You
right.
know, he was I've actually asked Mucho and Sprague. I said, hey, they said, yeah, yeah, David, yeah, we still talk to him. I said, yeah, can we don't see him online. We don't, you can't search for him. You have no idea how he is. Yep, he, either he's not in the industry anymore, stuff like that. But do the right thing. He had some big tracks, and then he just disappeared
Yeah.
like that. So he's somebody I would, be good to be able to see,
And
not on social media.
I would think that sometimes once an artist, the light dims and, other new artists come on the scene, and I'm not sure what the story of that artist as far as how that, their career broke off.
Mm,
But a lot of times new artists come in and people kind of are not calling your name anymore, and you finally get a chance to kind of live a normal life. Sometimes you could
mm.
get a little comfortable and you're like, you know what, I'm good. I don't I don't need the,
Yeah.
rat race of the industry and trying to be competitive, because everybody, that's not for everybody. But
Mm.
we still would love to know that they're okay, see what they're up to. So that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. For me, my next one. So you guys may, I don't know, you guys may remember this person, you may not, but I'm gonna sing a little bit of the song. How does it go? Oh, I like that. I like that. That. I like that. I like that. Work that back. Oh no. You don't know what I'm singing? That's okay. That's I like it or I like that. Houston. He's a singer from the mid 2000s.
Houston.
And he had that one big hit featuring Chingy. I can't remember the other song. Oh, he did put out another song. He put out a remake of Love You Down that was the Ready for the World classic.
Oh,
Let me love you down. I think,
yeah.
did he put that out? Oh no, that wasn't the second single. No, he put out another song that was the second single. I think it was just like it didn't really make any noise, but I do remember he did do "Let Me Love You Down" as a remake. I don't know if it was a single or not, but anyway. So he had a big, you know, flash of success for a real quick moment, and then he just disappeared. And then we heard that he made an attempt on his life. He
Wow.
gouged out his eye. Do you remember this artist?
Oh no.
He gouged out one of his eyes,
Hmm.
and well, it's a mysterious story. I don't know. It's conflicting reports. But so allegedly, he gouged out his eye, and he was having suicidal thoughts. It's a very mysterious story. But anyway, ever since then, he's kind of disappeared. You can't find him on social media. He's still alive, but you can't find him anywhere. So he's definitely an artist I would like to look into. And if you, like I
Hmm.
said, guys, if you don't remember Houston, I like that. Go Google it. But I'm pretty sure once you hear the melody, because Chingy was a big artist at the time with that song. I
Hmm.
like the way you do that right there, or whatever. It's pretty much the same vein of that song.
Hmm.
But anyway, yeah,
Okay.
that's one artist I would love to see what he's up to.
For me, there's a guy from the OGR Productions called Zan the Man.
Oh,
So he,
I'm not familiar with him.
yeah, Zan. So he wrote "Special Kind of Fool," that basic black song. So he was part of Gene Griffin's camp. He actually did
Okay.
yeah, he did a number of productions for alongside Basic Black, but he also did stuff for Today after Teddy stopped producing.
Mm, okay.
So yeah, so even I like his style. No, I like his style. Um, the one for House Party 2. Um, is it in good? Why are you getting funky on me?
Why you getting funky on me? Okay.
Yeah,
It,
yeah, do you remember that big
that
Today?
was that was
No,
today. That was today.
that's
Okay.
Today. Yeah, yeah. So he was part of Gene Griffin's GR
Oh,
production,
okay.
and Today was signed by on GR production. So when Teddy left, Today, Zan, Basic Black, um, Abstract. So yeah, so he was a solo artist. In fact, there's one of his tracks that he had out that if you listen to it, it is the exact same melody
I think
uh,
what
um,
is it? The
of
melody of what?
Something
I
in
think I
Common.
remember
We
it
got
now.
something in common. It just
I think I'm remembering it now. And remember,
yeah.
guys, we don't have. I don't have. Well,
Yeah.
I don't. I don't have a tablet in front of me. I don't
Yeah,
have any
yeah,
fancy computer, board in front of me. I'm just like looking at a phone. So
yeah. Just looking at it for yeah. I'm
I'm just looking at a phone, looking off
because
into space,
because I,
trying to
I
recall
remember
everything.
listening to it and I said, hey, this sounds like something in common. And then I asked Sprague, or was it, yeah, Sprague, and says, yeah, it's the same type of melody, which because Teddy um, was still involved with how they did the production, but it's almost as if he just say, oh yeah, this didn't do too well, so let me use some of this for this, recycle the old stuff. Yeah, I'll see if I can play it.
Oh, that's that New Jack Swing right there. Uh oh. I remember this. I like that. That's not Teddy. He produced that.
So um, Zan
Or is
wrote
that
and
Bobby Z?
co-produced with Teddy, um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, but it's yeah, but then
It
but
sounds just like some. We got
something in
something in
common.
common.
It was
We got something in
yeah. So
common.
he's so yeah. So that was Zan. So he was part of the whole. He was part of the whole crew, and
GR
he
production.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's somebody told me that he's out in England, that he's reached either he's I don't know what he is, maybe he's doing something different. So but he's not. I think he's on Facebook, but he doesn't. yeah, we don't know what he's doing, but he's
Yeah,
left
we got to track
images.
him
It's
down to
like,
get his story.
yeah,
What happened?
yeah.
All right. So for me, the next artist is an artist that came out in the late '90s as well.
Okay.
Um, their big song was "Every Time I See Your Face, It Makes Me Wanna Sing." Every time, da 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 da, crazy. There, my lady. Oh, I can't do it. But anyway, you don't remember that song?
No.
His name is Rome. His big hit single was
Oh,
Every Time I
Rome.
See Your Face. Yes.
Okay.
I'm not singing it, the way it need to be sang. But yes. Every time I need it's got like that kind of bone cadence that goes behind it. Yeah, that everybody was stealing in the '90s. Shout out Cleveland. But yeah. But no, that was a good album though. He had not just a good single, he had a good album. It's just it got overlooked. But yeah, he just put out that hit. He put out two more singles and just disappeared. And I can't
Oh.
find him anywhere. Like, where you at, Rome? I mean, if you put out music, I might buy it. I mean, these are people I'm mentioning, and some of the people you just mentioned. I would buy your music if you put it out music. I want to hear what you got. You
Yeah.
know?
Okay. So my third one then, Terence Tent D'Arby. Sign your
Oh
name
yeah.
across my heart.
Across my
I want
heart,
you. Yeah,
I
yeah.
want you
You
to
know,
be my baby. Okay.
so when I moved to the England, I briefly worked in the British Army for a record label called Future Proof with Phil, and Phil
Mm,
Legg was the engineer on that album, that big album. He helped engineer the album, and he says Terence was down to earth and everything. The album blew up internationally. Went to 8-10 million. So he was a different guy when they were coming to do the second album. You know, they recorded
right.
up in Ireland in a castle. He was
I
hardly
told you I
around.
was gonna make it. I
So
told you I was gonna make it. I love those personalities that
so the whole
that
vibe
David
was
Ruffin.
the whole
No,
vibe
I'm
was
playing.
different. The creativity was different, and of course,
Oh, what
subsequently, the sophomore album didn't do well.
mm-hmm.
And yeah, so when you have such a massive hit and his sophomore doesn't do well, you can get forgotten really quickly. So um, yeah, so he's
Ego
disappeared.
is a drug. Ego is a powerful
I mean,
drug.
he was at a level people were comparing him to Michael and Prince. That's how
Yeah.
he had the dance, he had the move, he
I
had
think
the
he even
voice.
said that his album was better than the Beatles album or something. I remember him
Well, you
arguing
see,
that.
he said it just took him to another level. So he's somebody I would wish to hear from because it's
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be
Well, I
something.
think he changed his name though. He's changed his name. It's no longer Terrence Trent D'Arby. I think it starts with an S. It's very hard to pronounce or remember.
Okay,
But I think his fans. I mean, I'm a fan, but I haven't followed him after he's changed his name. So
okay,
fans will probably put it in the comment section. But hey, we need to reach out to him. I would love to hear the story.
okay. So it is Santander, Francisco, something,
Hmm. Now,
with the
is that
stage name of Terence Tent D'Arby.
French or something? What?
So this Terence Tent D'Arby was his stage name, but his
Yes.
his real name is Sanada. Yeah,
Okay. But
but then
that's not
he's
very
he's
gay.
gone back to using that name, and I
Yeah,
and
I'm
I
wondering if it was a contract or trademark type thing. Maybe the label owned the original name. He couldn't use it anymore, like Prince. So I don't know.
unless he's
I know he
trying
had a
to
lot of issues with that.
reinvent himself and be accepted.
That
Um,
never works. I mean, it just rare. I'll say it rarely works because I mean, it did happen for Money Long, the girl who used to be known as Priscilla Renee, who has that new hit out, Hours and Hours. Nobody knew who she was, but somebody like Terrence Trent D'Arby, you know, he's very. I mean, he had. It's hard when you have had success. Like when Money Long, she wasn't a big name as an artist before, so she could switch it up and come back out. Trent D'Arby, we know what he looked like. We know what he sound like. So, but yeah, I would love to see what he got. He's very talented. I love his voice. I love.
Yeah, yeah.
He's one of the raspy voices that I can listen to. Like he has a raspy tone. I like it.
Something tells me that he's probably the kind of that if you interview him, he would say, "Look, I don't want to talk about the old days. I just want to talk
Mhm.
about new stuff." And
Yeah,
that I have that. If you're changing your name, I have that feeling that you're going to be like that. You're going to be like, "No, I don't talk about the past." I
I've
will.
grown up appreciation for egomaniacs. I don't know why, just because I've worked around them for so long. I mean, in the past, I just like because I see the other. I'm like one of the few people that can see the other side too. Like you know. But no, yeah, Terrence Trent Darby, this message is going out to you.
Yeah,
Holla at us at Can We Talk in halftime chat. We want to see you.
yeah.
All right, so for my next one, um, I'm going to put an artist. Um, hmm, I don't know if I want to add this one. Let's just say her name because I remember her music, but I don't remember her music. I do remember it. I do remember it. Her name is Mona Lisa. She had a song
Hmm.
on the don't, don't be a menace to hood while drinking your
So
juice
there's
in the
don't be a menace to
South
society
Central
while
LA.
drinking gin and juice in South Central LA. Yeah, don't be a menace to
Wait,
society
no, don't be a menace to society while drinking
while
your
drinking
juice in the
gin and
hood.
juice. Yeah,
Okay.
juice.
Just tell me what's going on in your mind. So that one came out and it had like the little sample of one of those hip hop records from the 90s. But she just had a really beautiful voice. She was really
Mm,
young. She kind of came out around the time that Brandy and Monica came out. She was around the
okay.
same age, like 16 or 17.
Mm,
But she just kind of got lost in the shuffle. And she put out a couple of singles, but she was always kind of like middle of the road. Nobody really, I mean, she didn't take on like or take off like Brandy and Monica because they were just such big stars then. And every
mm.
label wanted their own Brandy or Monica. So she kind of got caught up in that. But she had I had bought her first CD that was titled after her birthday. I think it was 11/26/79 or something like that.
Okay.
And this bad marketing because that's not memorable.
Yeah, let's do
The name Mona Lisa, I just all of it. Well, the name Mona Lisa could have worked, but it's just a
Yeah.
lot of marketing choices that didn't work out. But she had a good album. She had a beautiful voice, and she's disappeared. I don't know where she is. I would love to see what she's up to.
Okay.
All right.
So my fourth one would be JT Taylor, the former lead singer of Kool and the Gang.
Okay.
I haven't seen a picture or image of him or anything
I
from
always
him.
thought him and Donnie Simpson were brothers. They look alike to me.
They've got that look, but he's just yeah, he just disappeared or so. I mean, he's
Hmm.
I never got the leaving SWV Kool and the Gang because unless there was contractual stuff, but he just he people say that they preferred pre JC Taylor, but he when he took them into the 80s with their
hmm
biggest hits, Cherish
People
and
say that they like the pre JT Taylor. I
yeah,
didn't know that was a. I mean, I like
it
both
was more
eras, but
funk, it was more funk, but when he came
in the
in,
'70s, yeah,
it became more
they
mainstream. But
became massive. Yeah.
yeah, with Cherish and Joanne and Celebration, he was the voice during that time, and yeah, he's I haven't seen an image, don't hear much from him, so he'll be somebody that'll be interesting to. I would
Yeah, I
say
wouldn't
that
mind hearing his
I
story.
tried to reach out to him, and he says, "Well, if I talk, I don't want to talk anything about the old school. I just want to focus on new." I'm thinking, but
What kind of
you know,
interview is that?
yeah, it's like
We want to hear. That's what we. You can talk about the old stuff and bridge to the new stuff, but
yeah, it's like going to a concert and just playing your new album, and people, it's like, okay, what is this?
right.
We want the hits. We're
We
paying for
want
the
to
hits.
hit.
We're paying for the
Right.
hits. We didn't
Right. Now,
ask
if you're
you.
going to give a free concert
Yeah,
and play,
then
okay, but
we'll manage. But if you're paying money, you play the hits.
right,
you know, you
right.
might just
That's
go to
unfortunate.
New Edition concert
But
and they don't play Telephone Man or Candy Girl. They just start playing stuff. Yeah, we just wrote this a couple of days ago. We learned the routines. And it's like, wait a minute, who
okay.
are you guys? Okay. So who's your
Okay,
number
that
five?
was definitely a good one. I mean, I kind of look at that as like with Stokely when he left Mint Condition. Like he probably just wanted to, he wanted to do something creative in his own expression, I guess. But and probably
Yeah,
possibly
but
make more
he
money.
still plays this. He still plays Pretty Brown Eyes because he sang all of them, so he still plays it.
hmm
He still
hmm
he still plays
Stokely
all the
probably
stuff.
makes more money solo now anyway, though, because he can perform the old stuff,
Yeah, he's
and
got his
he's
band. Yeah,
independent on his own label. Yeah, and he's
yeah,
got his own band. So
yeah. So I don't
yeah,
think. Yeah.
I would like to see Mint Condition get back together though. But I mean, they're not. Are they still touring without him though? Like Tony used to do, where they had a front, a different front man that's not the original singer.
No, because with Tony's, I mean, yeah, Raphael just was gone his solo out, so they've got another lead singer, like most bands do, and with Dwayne.
It'd probably be
Um,
hard to replace Stokely though. I think he got a very unique type voice. I mean, there are a few people I sound like.
but
I remember sounding a little like him, like Danny Boy from the Death Row, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, you could get another singer because you know what
hmm
happens is that he was very unique in his singing voice and how his performance. Because Main Condition, even though they were musicians, they were also performers. So, um, but you could get somebody. Yeah, I mean, they've done it with Tony's. Dwayne. They
Right.
still tour as Tony's the songs, and you have at least one member performing, so you can get away with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I think if Mint Condition came out and they got a strong vocalist, they could. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they will get back together because he was
Well,
such a forefront. But that'll be interesting. But who's
well,
your last one?
my final one is one that I, was real big fan of. I have all four of his albums. Yes, he had four. Some people may
Okay.
be surprised about that. He had a big hit single called You. His name is Jesse Powell. I think everybody remembers him, Jesse Powell. It's you. I love that song.
Hey, who's the first one that you picked?
You.
No,
What? What? The first
who's the
one.
first? Yeah.
The first one I said was Tracy Spencer.
No, she was your second.
No. Remember,
Oh,
before we
okay.
started, I said I gave you an example, and it was Jesse Powell.
So who are the ones
Remember
you've
when we?
listed? Who are the ones you listed? So you got
Okay, so
Jeff.
I said Tracy Spencer.
Yeah.
I said Houston,
Yeah.
Rome,
Rome.
and Mona Lisa. That's four.
Mona Lisa. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah.
okay. I thought yeah.
I was given before we started, I was giving an example of what I
Okay. Okay.
meant by artists that have dropped off the face of the earth, and
Yeah.
Jesse Powell fits that description or that category of an artist that's just dropped off the face of the earth. Where are you,
Yeah.
Jesse? I'm
Okay.
looking for you. We want to interview you. I want to know what you're up to. I get it if you're done with the music industry, that's fine, but I'm sure you got a story to tell.
Yeah,
We
you
would
always
love to hear.
remind me of Tevin Campbell because he was around that young
Yeah.
kind of
He had
younger.
yeah. He had a wide range too. He could sing really high.
Yeah.
Um, he did a remake of Gloria from the
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Hanson, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
Gloria.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wow. So yeah,
so yeah,
he just disappeared like that.
he did. And I mean, his sisters are on social media. His
Okay.
sisters were Trina and Tamara, or
Trina,
Trina and Tamara. Not from the show. Am I saying her name right? Trina and Tamara, right? Yeah, Trina and Tamara. I
they
keep
were
getting them mixed
dual.
up with Tia and Tamara, not the ones the actresses.
Not the actresses. No,
Tia,
there was
not Tia and Tamara, but
yeah,
Trina and Tamara.
yeah,
And they
there
had
was
a
a dual.
song with something for the people. My love is the shh. My love is the
Okay.
bomb, baby. You remember that song? My vocals are off this week, so I can't sing.
Okay.
I would deliver it to you, but I can't. But yeah, they had a big hit with that, and then they had their own solo album, and they're on social media, but I dare not ask them. Could you give me your
Your brother.
brother's number? you know, no, it's like, yeah, because we want to interview him, not you. No, I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
that. But no, but he's disappeared, and he's got four albums, and he's
Wow.
got a
Wow.
couple of hit singles. I mean, he had another song. If it wasn't If I Wasn't With It or I Wasn't With It. He did a remake of something from the past from one of my favorite bands from the 80s, One Way. So he's very talented, talented singer, songwriter, because he wrote You. So hopefully he's getting royalties. So that's my final one. Who is your final?
Tony Rich Project.
Oh, okay.
Tony Rich, yeah. He had that big track with a face that he just,
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I remember buying the album. I remember thinking, wow, this, he did that kind of acoustic type of vibe. He had his own lane, did well, and disappeared. It's
Well, I
yeah.
bought that first album and I listened to Nobody Knows. I love that song and I listened to everything else and I'm like, what is he talking about? Like the lyrics was like, what? Okay, it's like poetry. I get it.
The lyrics.
But
we listen to the melodies and the stuff.
I'm a songwriter, so I listen to lyrics. When he's like, it was just very, but it was an interesting vibe. I think his music would have worked today because it's very vibey. But I expected it to be more Babyface because when he put out Nobody Knows, I'm like, oh, he's like Babyface Jr. on the face. It makes sense. And you get the album and it's nothing like that.
Yeah, but I think at that time they had Michelle Indegliacello. They had You Gotta Be Free. I can't remember her name now. You Gotta Be
Desiree.
Desiree. They had.
Don't play my girl Desiree.
No, but they had.
You gotta be strong.
They had space for that. Tracy Chapman.
Yeah.
They had space for that type of music. Still, in that time when he came, so you could be like that. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I could understand why they gave
listening.
him the space to, but he didn't have, apart from that, when you don't have an up tempo sort of track, so like Donnell Jones.
Yeah.
Now we always remember him for You Know What's Up. That was his sort of big stuff. But then others who would know him for his ballads that were steady and his plays in the Ordinary Day. But you have that big sort of crossover hit that sort of makes you stand out a lot more.
Yeah.
Tony Ricks, apart from that track, you think, oh yeah, he was on the face. Whatever happened to him, kind of thing. So that's the thing.
But he's an artist that they gave a lot of creative control. I mean, they couldn't really manufacture him like they did other artists and just give him a whole bunch of different producers and songwriters songs. Like he did his own thing. He wrote and produced all his music. So
yeah, and I wonder if he was one of my BMG CDs.
He was one of mine, but I took it straight to the record exchange after I heard it. No, it was we have record exchanges here.
Okay.
CD exchange. But no, it was an okay album. I just, I wanted more Nobody Knows.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of Nobody Cares, but no,
Well,
I'm joking.
You know what happened is that
I like the album.
Because what's his name? What's his name? Donnell was saying that, look, they were happy that he was a songwriter and self-contained because Face had to do all the work. He was writing for everyone, so that was hard to do. And so when they gave you space, so that's why if he gave you Nobody Knows or John B gave him a track, your hope is that you can now sustain and do your own thing and stuff, which probably John B did better than the rest. John B realized this is what works. I need to keep it in that vein, in that sort of lane, so that it can go across, as opposed to like, okay, I'll do a sort of a crossover of Nobody Knows, and then I'll go back to my own stuff. It's like, think about somebody like Pink. Her first album was very R&B-ish kind of stuff. But then when that did well, she was able to slowly transition into the artist that she is now, where she's far removed from where she started off with.
Nothing like how she started. But guys, let us know, who are some artists that you cannot find anymore that you're missing, and you want to know whatever happened to this person. Let us know in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe, and catch us next time on another episode of Can We Talk R&B Podcast.
Yes. See you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks again for watching, guys.
And before we go, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Yeah. And also remember to turn on the notification so you can know when we have another show. But thanks again.
That too.